The town of San Isidro clung to the edge of a windswept valley, its cobblestone streets winding like fiends through a body long past its prime. The air carried the scent of damp earth and wood smoke, and as the sun dipped below the jagged peaks of the Sierra Madre, it painted the sky in hues of bruised orange and violet. Shadows stretched long and thin, pooling in the crevices of the town's ancient buildings, their adobe walls cracked like the skin of an old man. It was the kind of place where secrets festered, whispered in the flicker of candlelight or buried beneath the roots of the gnarled oaks that lined the plaza. And on this particular evening, as the market bustled with its final hour of trade, a girl named Safa walked with purpose, her small hand clutching a folded piece of paper that felt heavier than it should. Safa was 10 years old, though her dark eyes held a weight that belied her age. Her hair, black as the ravens that perched on the church steeple, was tied back in a loose braid, strands escaping to frame her face. Her dress, a faded blue cotton that had once belonged to her older sister, hung loosely on her slight frame, the hem frayed from countless treks across the town's uneven streets. She moved through the crowd with the agility of a cat, dodging vendors hawking their wares, baskets of chilies, bundles of herbs, and glistening cuts of meat strung up like grim trophies. The noise of the market was a living thing, a cacophony of shouts, laughter, and the clatter of coins changing hands. Yet Safa's focus was singular, her gaze darting from face to face, searching for the man she had been sent to find. She had been given the note that morning, just as the first light crept through the slats of her bedroom window. Her grandmother, Duatilde+A Rosa, had pressed it into her hand with the look that was equal parts warning and plea. "Find him, Mija," she had whispered, her voice rough as the bark of the mesquite tree outside their home. The man in the gray coat, the one with the scar above his eye. "Give him this, and say nothing." Not a word. Safa had nodded, though her stomach twisted with questions she knew better than to ask. Duatilde+A Rosa's eyes, sharp despite her 70 years, had held her in place, as if pinning her to the earth. "And Safa," she added, her voice dropping lower, "be quick. Don't linger." The weight of those words had stayed with her all day, heavy as the note now burning a hole in her palm. The market square was a labyrinth of bodies and stalls, the air thick with the mingled scents of roasted corn, sweat, and the faint metallic tang of blood from the butcher's corner. Safa slipped between two women haggling over a basket of tomatoes, her small size an advantage in the crush of people. She scanned the crowd, her heart thudding against her ribs. The man in the gray coat, the scar above his eye. She had seen him before. She was sure of it, lurking at the edge of the plaza, always alone, always watching. He wasn't like the other men in San Isidro, with their loud laughter and sun-worn faces. There was something cold about him, something that made the air around him feel thinner, sharper. Safa's breath hitched as she caught a glimpse of a gray coat near the edge of the square, near the old lamppost that flickered weakly against the gathering dusk. He was there, just as she had pictured him. The man leaned against the post, one hand in his pocket, the other holding a cigarette that glowed like a tiny ember in the fading light. His hat was tilted low, casting a shadow over his face, but Safa could make out the scar, a jagged white line that cut through his left eyebrow, stark against his olive skin. He was tall, taller than most in the town, and his coat hung loosely on his lean frame, as if it belonged to someone else. His eyes, dark and unreadable, flicked over the crowd, and for a moment, they locked with hers. Safa felt a jolt, like a spark leaping from a fire. He knew she was coming. She wasn't sure how, but the certainty of it settled in her bones.